Welcome to the John and Heidi Show podcast.
John and Heidi.
Here's John and Heidi.
Today is a special day, Heidi. Do you know what today is?
What is today, John?
I thought you'd never ask, Heidi. It's Wednesday. It's April the 6th. It is National Caramel Popcorn Day. Ooh, that is good. National Student Athlete Day. National Tartan Day. National Teflon Day. New Beer's Eve is tonight.
Okay.
New Beer's Eve. I don't know why, but National Bookmobile Day. National Walking Day. Child Help National Day of Hope. And Sorry Charlie Day. Why couldn't this have landed on a Tuesday? We have Tuesdays with Charlie every week, but it's Sorry Charlie Day. So, in addition to all of that, I also have a guest. Mike Mulderrig is my guest today. He's on a program on MTV, Lindsay Lohan's Beach Party. And now he's got a new program. It's called X on the Beach. And from what I understand, it sounds like they have a bunch of people who are involved in different reality shows and then a bunch of their exes that show up as well. And the hijinks ensue, we'll say. So it's just, it's an MTV thing. It just sounds interesting. When I was reading it, I was like, yeah, I'll talk to that guy. That sounds crazy. Why do we have this show? I don't know, but it sounds insane. We're going to chat with him all about it coming up.
What can I say that I haven't already said about bettercreditcards.com? It's a website. You go there to get a better credit card. Okay, that's really probably all I need to say for most of you, but I still have time left. So how about this? At bettercreditcards.com, we have different kinds of credit cards, some with better points and perks, some designed to help you build your credit. Whatever stage of life you happen to be in, we want to help. Give yourself a little credit. Bettercreditcards.com. That's bettercreditcards.com.
Now, surveys and studies and such brought to you by bettercreditcards.com. Exercise. You either love it or you hate it or maybe nothing at all. Don't even think about it. New study of the brain's signaling networks indicate that it's possible for you to learn to enjoy a trip to the gym. So if you're one that's not a big fan, this study says you could learn to love it. It was in the journal Medicine and Science in Sports and Exercise. They say that if you can stick with an exercise routine through a few initial unpleasant weeks, you'll eventually learn to love working out, thanks to a long-term adaptation built into our brain's processes and the mood-altering chemicals that are in there. This is from Finland. Researchers there found in a study of 64 volunteers that not only does your body adapt to a new exercise routine, so too does your brain. Although, with one caveat, scientists admitted a huge variation between all different individuals in their responses, and not all people will find exercise pleasant or rewarding. So I'm one of those people. I don't find it pleasant. There are times that I do it because I need to, but I don't like it. Do you like working out?
No.
Nah, me neither.
Let's clearly. That's why we're both dieting constantly.
We've been boycotting it for 22 years. Let's keep doing that. Surveys and studies and such brought to you by bettercreditcards.com.
Are you looking for an energy drink that's natural, lasts longer, has no dyes, no artificial flavorings, and no sugar? Blitz Energy Drink is the answer. With only 10 calories per serving and 200 milligrams of caffeine, our formula will help increase your focus, endurance, mood, and energy levels. Order now at drinkblitzenergy.com. Use promo code RADIO20 to save 20% and get free shipping on any canister. drinkblitzenergy.com. Promo code RADIO20. That's drinkblitzenergy.com.
Did you know? Brought to you by radiotravelgroup.com. Heidi, did you know? According to one leading climate scientist anyway, he believes humanity's days are numbered. It might not happen in our lifetime, barring some unforeseen event like a global population, some major thing struck by a meteor or whatever. But he does think we're going to see the decline towards the end of this century. So 100 years-ish from now. Henry Gee is the guy's name. Scientific American article he wrote in there. He feels a lack of genetic variation, falling birth rates, pollution, and stress caused by living in overcrowded cities are a recipe for disaster, and he believes humanity is fast approaching a point where even radical change will not sufficiently halt our species' rapid decline. Wow, he sounds like a fun fella to hang out with.
You can imagine the crazy
He writes, the signs are already there for those willing to see them. The real question is how fast. So, boy, oh boy, I hope he's wrong because that doesn't sound great. There you go. We don't know everything, but now we know this, sadly. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show.
John and Heidi.
Now, big screen, little screen, brought to you by channelsurfertv.com. We're in the middle of what they call award season. There's all these different awards that are on, Oscars and the Grammys and the Emmys and I don't know what. There's all kinds of awards. But there's another one called Razzies. After scoring the most Razzie nominations, Netflix filmed a version of the Princess Diana Broadway musical, Diana, won the most Razzies award, scooping up 5.
Really?
This year's Razzies also added an all Bruce Willis category with 8 nominees for worst performance by the actor in a 2021 movie.
Geez, that's not nice.
Yeah, that's not nice at all. His performance in Cosmic Sin beat out the other contenders. Other losers were Space Jam: A New Legacy and House of Gucci. So there you go. I've never seen the Razzies. Dave Coulier is in the news, and for the first time publicly, he's announced that he's an alcoholic, and he's got some. He said it was hard to admit. And he's been struggling with it. But the good news is, once you admit it, you can actually move forward. And after Kim Kardashian revealed Pete Davidson has at least 3 tattoos of her on his body, he's in the news here. She calls one his cutest tat, and she posted it on her Instagram story. So I've got a link if you want to see it. I'm just going to move on. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show.
Join us in October for The Sands, a week of music and fun that's been described as the best week ever by many guests. This year we have more icons and more fun. Loverboy, Belinda Carlisle, Lou Gramm, Vanilla Ice, Samantha Fox, Firehouse, and many more already on the schedule. Plus, more announcements coming soon. Plan to join us October 25th through the 30th at Planet Hollywood Beach Resort Cancun. This all-inclusive event will be the time of your life. Learn more now at radiotravelgroup.com.
Now your scoop of the day comes your way, courtesy of bettercreditcards.com. Here's a story I got last week, but there might be a change to this as of this week. Here it says Tesla CEO Elon Musk says he's, quote, giving serious thought to creating a new social media platform. He responded to a Twitter user's question on whether he would consider building a social media platform that would prioritize free speech where propaganda was minimal. Musk, a big user of Twitter himself, has been critical of the social media platform. He said the company is undermining democracy by failing to adhere to free speech principles. This happened a day after he put out a poll asking users if they believe Twitter adheres to free speech principles. 70% voted no on Twitter, by the way.
Yep, I agree with
now, he's publicly admitted to buying up a bunch of Twitter stock.
That's awesome.
It's interesting to see what he has.
It's going to be so cool to watch this go down.
Here's the thing. We have no idea what he's up to. It's just interesting. And a UK company revealed a line of invisibility shields. Wait a minute. What? Yeah. They say it relies on surprisingly simple technology to make a user invisible to the naked eye. Startup Invisibility Shield Company was inspired by Harry Potter's invisibility cloak. Does this sound
It sounds
really
totally made up.
Precision engineering lens array deflects light from the subject by sitting behind a shield away from the observer. The lenses are oriented to allow light from the subject to diffuse when it passes through the shield. Light from the subject's background is then refracted towards the observer, who cannot see the subject hiding behind the shield. Because the invisibility shield relies solely on optics, it doesn't require power. And despite it being just over 2 inches thick, it weighs about 9 pounds, making it fairly portable. They think that it might be, if you might think it's expensive, but they say a 12 by 8 inch version is only $63. A 3 foot by 2 foot version is $394. I think that's fascinating.
Yeah.
Now, I wonder if it's real or if this came out on April Fool's Day.
Yeah,
I've got a link to the YouTube video. It's in the show notes for today at johnandheidishow.com.
Are you ready to enjoy a little slice of paradise? Check out this beautiful family-owned, professionally managed vacation rental in sunny Poipu, Kauai, Hawaii. Our family stayed recently and we absolutely loved it. The area is so beautiful and the vacation rental has room for up to 6 guests. Why stay in hotel rooms when you can all enjoy your own area in a vacation rental? Visit Hawaii and make your trip to this tropical paradise one to remember. Learn more at radiotravelgroup.com. That's radiotravelgroup.com.
Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show. Super excited to visit with Mike Mulderrig, and you might know him from Lindsay Lohan's Beach Club. Now he's got a new program on MTV. It's called X on the Beach. Mike, how are you?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I am fantastic. First of all, I love the name, X on the Beach. I think that's just a clever title. Was that your idea or whose idea?
I wish that was my idea. If it was my idea, I figured I would pick more singles on the beach, so I could deal with a lot less stress.
There you go. So let's talk a little bit about the new program on MTV and X on the Beach. This is a program that's been around a little while now, isn't it?
Yeah, this is the season 5 returning. It went on a little bit of a hiatus, so it's the first time it's been back in quite a minute.
And for folks that are not familiar, let's talk about the program and what you guys do on this fun program, X on the Beach.
Yes, it's basically a show where there's a few original singles, and then one by one, all their exes start showing up as they're already thinking that they're just going to be dating each other. And then exes of exes can show up. It's basically like if you go to dinner with your current girlfriend and your ex is there and also the person you're talking to on the side. It really is just a recipe for disaster.
and the hijinks ensue.
Yes, exactly.
So now the folks that are involved in this, a lot of these are people that we know from other TV shows, right?
Oh, yeah. We have people from Double Shot at Love, The Challenge, Big Brother, Too Hot to Handle, a lot of big personalities.
And then a lot of those people, it's like their exes, and some of the exes are even people that, you know, this person from this show dated that person from that show. So there's just a whole lot of stuff going on, isn't there?
Oh, yeah. It's real fun when someone's ex shows up and you're like, oh, I know that person. How do I know that person? Oh, that's how I know that person. That's a fun storyline.
And this is one of those things where, again, you know, when you were on the program Lindsay Lohan's Beach Club, and again, when you take young people and booze and a fun environment and turn on the cameras, there's going to be something to watch, really, isn't there?
Oh, it's a complete recipe for an insane drama-filled show. But there's also a really good message to take away from all of it, because we do learn a lot. So I recommend that everybody really pay attention and learn from us, because we're going to have to do this experiment, so you never have to.
Now, you guys did this on location in Spain, is that right?
Yeah, beautiful Gran Canaria.
And what is that like? Is it pretty cool? I'm assuming it looks like it's pretty cool, but is it a pretty cool place to hang out?
It is gorgeous. I wish I could go back and actually have the freedom to experience the island fully, but it was hot. It was so hot. So not only were we going through emotional heat, it was also like 115 degrees, so a lot of stress.
Now, if people would like to watch this, I'm reading on here, there's 12 episodes. They're each like an hour long, so 12 hours of fun content to watch.
Oh, yeah, and it's going to be a lot of coming and going. A lot of people, show up. You don't know how long they're going to be there. There's, shocking situations, twists and turns around every corner. It's going to be completely dynamic and such a fun show.
And, again, there's 12 episodes, so if people want to catch the whole thing, it's on MTV. Is there a place they can watch it where they can, binge watch the whole thing as well, or they watch it one episode at a time with everybody else on MTV?
I'm pretty sure it is one episode at a time on MTV, but there might be an opportunity afterwards or during it. It hasn't been fully announced yet to watch it on Paramount Plus, possibly, but that is not confirmed yet.
Very nice. Well, it looks like a ton of fun, and I know there are people who, this is the kind of thing they're looking for on TV. If they weren't, they wouldn't keep putting out shows like this, right?
I mean, I guess so, at our detriment.
No, what is it like being a person who's known for these shows? Do you get some really interesting opportunities that come your way?
I guess there has been somebody who heard recently that I was on the show, so I guess now the people that have tried to slide into the DMs or talk to me or flirt with me, after hearing this about me, I'm like, I didn't think people would want to be in a relationship with me after this. I'm like, obviously it means I'm a little bit crazy, but I guess it's working out for the best.
Well, I wish you the very best on your career and your personal life and how the two are intermingled in a show like this, but I just wish you the very best on everything, Mike. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
And again, the program is called X on the Beach. It's back on MTV. Again, this is a 12 one-hour episodes. If you'd like all the details, I've got it in the show notes for today at johnandheidishow.com.
What can I say that I haven't already said about bettercreditcards.com? It's a website. You go there to get a better credit card. Okay, that's really probably all I need to say for most of you, but I still have time left, so how about this? At bettercreditcards.com, we have different kinds of credit cards, some with better points and perks, some designed to help you build your credit. Whatever stage of life you happen to be in, we want to help. Give yourself a little credit. Bettercreditcards.com. That's bettercreditcards.com.
Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What is that, John?
Beavers' eyelids are transparent so they can see when they swim underwater.
Really?
Yeah.
That's
pretty cool.
interesting. I didn't know that.
I didn't either. Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
It would take about 3 years of nonstop pedaling to ride your bicycle to the moon. Well, let's not do that. That sounds really hard. Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
If you lined up every Harry Potter book ever sold, they would circle the Earth twice, and that was a number from 10 years ago. So I bet it's even more now. Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
This is my favorite fun fact of the day. Aerosmith has made more money from Guitar Hero than they did from any of their albums. How funny is that?
Really?
Yeah, because the video game gives them royalties. That, I think, is a really cool fun fact. And Heidi's going to behave when I say this. Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
Meryl Streep accidentally forgot her Oscar in the bathroom during the 1979 Academy Award festivities.
That will be good.
We're going to just be good. Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
Reading rewires your brain for higher intelligence and empathy. So if you feel like maybe you need to be more empathetic or a little smarter, pick up a book, according to this. Several fun facts. Now you know. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show.
Are you looking for an energy drink that's natural, lasts longer, has no dyes, no artificial flavorings, and no sugar? Blitz Energy Drink is the answer. With only 10 calories per serving and 200 milligrams of caffeine, our formula will help increase your focus, endurance, mood, and energy levels. Order now at drinkblitzenergy.com. Use promo code RADIO20 to save 20% and get free shipping on any canister. drinkblitzenergy.com. Promo code RADIO20. That's drinkblitzenergy.com.
Time now for the question of the day. It comes your way courtesy of radiotravelgroup.com. Here's your question, then we'll get to the answer here in a moment. Heidi, you consume 9% fewer calories if you do this while eating. 9% fewer calories if
Sit
you do
naked
this.
in front of a mirror.
No. I don't know what the percentage would be for that.
Much higher, I'm guessing.
Wow. No, although you're kind of on the right track because you were saying, sitting nude in front of a mirror. No, the answer was wear a blindfold. So if you don't see the food, yeah, so you're basically going, if you see yourself and you're like, yeah, I've had enough. But this is the true answer, not Heidi's wild answer. I should quit asking you because most days I can't even share them. But you would consume 9% fewer calories if you wear a blindfold while eating. It's not a bad idea, unless, of course, you're also driving while eating. Then it's a very bad idea. That is the question of the day. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show.
Join us in October for The Sands, a week of music and fun that's been described as the best week ever by many guests. This year, we have more icons and more fun. Loverboy, Belinda Carlisle, Lou Gramm, Vanilla Ice, Samantha Fox, Firehouse, and many more already on the schedule. Plus, more announcements coming soon. Plan to join us October 25th through the 30th at Planet Hollywood Beach Resort Cancun. This all-inclusive event will be the time of your life. Learn more now at radiotravelgroup.com.
Now some weird news brought to you by weirdgiftoftheday.com. A library in Maine is asking for books that nobody else wants. And by that, we mean books that have been banned or canceled or fallen out of favor elsewhere. A volunteer at a tiny library says we are buying banned books in order to publicly push back against the impetus to ban these books.
That's awesome.
They say if you don't want it in your library, we want it in ours.
We'll take it. That's right. That's fantastic.
People who live on this island just traded books amongst themselves, but they decided to create a grassroots library in 2016. In it, they have donated storage sheds filled with books. The library has grown. Oh, I'm sorry. That's where they started. It was in a donated storage shed. I'm sorry. I read that wrong. It's grown, though, now, and now they refer to themselves as the Island of Misfit Toys.
Love it. Love it.
They have over 100 borrowed books that they started with, and you can borrow books on the honor system. You're just asked to bring them back. And they say they're the most remote and isolated community in Maine because they're on this island. I think that's very interesting, and it's a little bit weird. That's why it's today's Weird News, brought to you by weirdgiftoftheday.com. Now, the list brought to you by BetterCreditCards.com. Here's the list. These are actual notes written by actual doctors on actual medical charts. All of these are real. On the second day, the knee was better. On the third day, it disappeared completely. I think they mean the pain disappeared completely, not the knee. The patient is tearful and crying constantly. She also appears to be depressed.
Oh.
Discharge status, alive, but without permission. They meant they're alive, but they left without permission.
That's funny.
Patient had waffles for breakfast and anorexia for lunch. Oh, that's not good.
Yikes.
While in the ER, she was examined, X-rated, and sent home. I think they mean X-rayed. She stated that she's been constipated for most of her life until she got a divorce. What? And patient has 2 teenage children, but no other abnormalities. These are actual medical notes written on actual charts by actual doctors. It's the list. Thanks for listening to The John and Heidi Show.
Are you ready to enjoy a little slice of paradise? Check out this beautiful family-owned, professionally managed vacation rental in sunny Poipu, Kauai, Hawaii. Our family stayed recently and we absolutely loved it. The area is so beautiful and the vacation rental has room for up to 6 guests. Why stay in hotel rooms when you can all enjoy your own area in a vacation rental? Visit Hawaii and make your trip to this tropical paradise one to remember. Learn more at radiotravelgroup.com. That's radiotravelgroup.com.
Time now for the quote of the day. It comes your way courtesy of insurancechicken.com. Here's your quote. It's from Billy Crystal in the movie When Harry Met Sally. So his character Harry says this. You ready?
Yes.
You remember that movie?
I do, vaguely. I don't think I ever watched it all the way through.
Oh, here's what he says. What they could do to make it easier is combine the two, real estate and obituaries. Mr. Klein died today, leaving a wife, 2 children, and a spacious 3-bedroom apartment with a wood-burning fireplace. It's funny, but also one of those things that falls under the sad but true category. So you're telling me you've never seen When Harry
I don't think so. Not all of it.
Really?
Parts of it.
How in the world is that even possible?
I don't know.
I thought that was like
John.
required viewing back when it came out. So we've got
Not
plans.
in my school.
Really? We got plans for this evening or this weekend or something. Also, we've got some
don't
good
think
news
so.
to get to. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show on a Wednesday.
John and Heidi.
This portion of the John and Heidi Show is brought to you by the John and Heidi Show. That sounds kind of funny, but it's true. Go to your local radio station and ask them to start carrying the John and Heidi Show. Here's the best part. They can carry the show for free. They play a couple commercials, but it doesn't cost them anything every month. So if you know a radio station that could use a little bit of help, send them our way. Send them to johnandheidishow.com. Again, johnandheidishow.com. We would love to do a radio program in your community. Then you could listen to the podcast and listen to us on the radio.
John and Heidi.
We always like to wrap things up around here with good news, and I think this is good news. It comes your way courtesy of radiotravelgroup.com. On that site, there's a couple of cool things on there that you would be able to see if you clicked on that. One is a place that we stayed at in Hawaii on Poipu, Kauai, Hawaii. I don't know if I'm saying all that right. I hope I am. But there's also a thing that we're going to be going to in October. It's called the Sands. Again, you can see all the details
Best
at
vacation.
radiotravelgroup.com. I love this story, and I love this guy. Have you ever heard of a gentleman by the name of Gary Sinise?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. The
Love
Gary Sinise
Gary
Foundation.
Sinise.
A wounded veteran in Adams, Tennessee, was honored with the keys to a specially adapted smart home, courtesy of the Gary Sinise Foundation.
Awesome.
2010, retired Army Sergeant Christopher Kurtz was serving in the 101st Airborne Division in Afghanistan when an IED went off nearby, and it popped him about 60 feet into the air, causing an amputation of both of his legs, 2 of his fingers. This week, he received a brand new smart home that's been customized to make living easier for this hero. Says, we like to make customizable, tailored homes for them and their family. When you go inside the home, you're going to see countertops lowered. You're going to see a Dutch oven that would operate in a certain way. You're going to see a sink where they can wheel up to the sink with a wheelchair to have access. Use the restroom. You're going to see how much easier it is for them to get around because there's a lot of wheelchair considerations. This is a great, great thing that they do. Gary Sinise, by the way, for those of you who don't know who that is, he's an actor. In the movie Forrest Gump, he played Lieutenant Dan. During that time, he said he had an opportunity to meet a bunch of amazing people, and it opened his eyes to a whole new world. And talk about a role in a movie that made a difference in someone's life, and he's made a difference in many lives. So hats off to Gary Sinise.
Yeah.
I want to get him on this program someday.
Oh, I would love that.
He is just a great dude, and I love what he's doing. I've got a link to that in the show notes for today at johnandheidishow.com. Time to say goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, everybody. Have a great day. Thank you so much for listening to The John and Heidi Show.